Welcome to Sportsline, brought to you by Ace Hardware, New Kensington, AKLC Studios in Leechburg, Arnold Furniture, 5th Avenue, Buffalo Bills, New Kensington, Fazio's Deli and Meats in Arnold, Highland Tire, Toronto and Natrona Heights, Mattio's Pizza and Subs, Brackenridge Heights, Resevich Family Funeral Homes, Lower Borough in Arnold, 380 Discount Warehouse, Murraysville, Tower Auto in Blawnox, and Westmoreland Insurance Services of New Kensington. Happy New Year to everybody. Our first program for the campaign of 2014 on streaming. Bob Tattern here with Mike Pavlik. Mike, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. Lovely day out.
Let's hope.
Not a fit night out for man or beast.
This is what they call bringing the brass monkey night.
Goodness.
You remember that?
Yes, and I don't even think that would save the monkey tonight. That's how cold it's going to be.
It's a doozy. Folks, welcome to the program. You know the routine. You call, you offer some commentary on sports, a thought, an opinion, whatever, and then if you wish, you don't have to, but if you want, we'll give you a trivia question and an opportunity to win a prize and a little bragging rights as well. So,
yes,
there are some things, Adam didn't necessarily go through it all, but let's give the rules and the regulations for winning a prize on the program. First of all, you can win every other week at the household address. The Grand Salami Prize or the Mystery Profile can only be won once in a calendar month, and it's either one or the other. And if you try the Mystery Profile and miss, you're going to wait till the next month to try it again. Multiple choice questions give you 15 seconds to answer. The Grand Salami at 20 seconds. The Mystery Profile, we prompt you to go clue by clue quickly. Also, first-time callers, 2 prizes with a correct answer instead of 1. And if you haven't called the show in a year, we will consider you a first-time caller. And if you want the answers to the questions that we ask on the program, they're on my website, doubletripplebob.com. And I do have a radio show every Saturday morning on the 5,000-watt WAVL in Apollo. They're 910 on the AM dial. You can get them very, very clearly anywhere in Western PA. Okay? All right. What do we do I know we have a caller. We have one guy in the studio audience.
We do. We have.
God bless you.
Plenty to talk about. Fought the elements tonight.
Yeah. Why'd you leave the dogs on the...
Got a reindeer parked outside with a red nose. I don't know. But... yeah, that should work. We have football, a lot of football going on.
Right. Now, if they're watching this on a Thursday night, the games you're going to be talking about will have been played.
Well, the championship game, the college championship game, but the pro games are still this weekend.
Right. The pro games are coming up. But anyway.
We have lines for those. We have one road favorite, which would be San Francisco. So if you want to jump on the home dog, you got to get on Carolina. Carolina beat San Francisco once already this year. So.
Okay, let's do our first break. We'll come back, and I believe it's Tony who is on the line. Old Faithful. Tony, Old Faithful, coming back with us right after this timeout. Westmoreland Insurance Services isn't like your ordinary insurance agency. Not only can you get a variety of quotes from leading insurance companies, but you can purchase that protection through Westmoreland Insurance. Accidents happen. Are you prepared? You can be with a wide range of homeowners insurance options from Westmoreland Insurance Services. Putting your family's safety in their family's hands for almost 40 years. Give them a call, 724-337-3557. My First Book on Sports is available not only through the internet, but at various local businesses in the AK Valley. It's Bob Tattern's Sports Minutes. Short sports stories, odd and unusual, fascinating and funny, only take about a minute to read. Go online to doubletripplebob.com, where links are provided for Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Word Association to get book information. Get your copy locally at Costello Printing in Tarentum, Blackburn's in Tarentum, Myrna's Brewery Outlet in New Kensington, or the Hot Dog Guys Lower Borough. And with Tower Auto Sales, you're shopping for a pre-owned vehicle. Don't forget 40 years of experience from Tower Auto Sales. They know how it works. Allow their staff to help you in the selection of your next pre-owned vehicle. Call Mike Fanto at 412-828-6202 and find out why people call them top dog. And I did that as my own ad lib.
That was very good, yes.
A classy place to buy a car.
Absolutely.
3 indoor showrooms. You can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong. By the way, as we sit here on Monday night, January the 6th, at 6:05 p.m., it is 1 degree.
Ooh. We started out?
The high today was 51.
And when was that?
At 12:45 a.m. People are going to look back on today and they're going to look at that and say, boy, what a nice day January 6th was last year. Yeah. No, wrong. This shows you how numbers can lie. 51 was the high.
Let's find out if Tony brought in the brass monkey. Tony, good evening.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Tone.
Hey, I haven't called since last year. Do I get 2 prizes?
Well, that's a good question. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
That makes you eligible again, too, even. Yeah, it works out.
He's looking for loopholes.
He is.
Any way you can, baby. I see you 2 brass monkeys made it.
We did.
And that's good. We'll put a star there.
That's good. I don't know. The schools are like canceled for the next 3 months, but we made it. We're in.
Oh, the world's canceled, it seems like.
The world is canceled tomorrow. I noticed that. Only crazy weather forecasters and news people standing outside. Like, we're going to stand outside now to show you that it's cold. Well, guess what? I don't need you. Yeah, don't need you. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing I am going to do tonight is I'm going to do the hot water trick. I'm going to take a cup of hot water outside and throw it into the air and watch it turn into steam.
Make sure it doesn't come back at you. They might find you in the morning frozen standing.
That's true.
Make sure you go, with the wind, not against it.
And it is blowing pretty good out there, too.
Hey, it's cold. And I'm sitting here nice and comfortable, so... And you're up here nice and comfortable.
Very much,
you have
very
to leave to come home. So, the Bungles, huh?
Oh, my goodness, we complain about the Steelers. We sit here and complain about the Steelers every week. At least we're not that.
That's for sure.
At least we're not that. At least when we get there, we make some noise occasionally.
2 of the greatest games in playoff history played that first day, Saturday.
Well, the first one was. The second game was a good game. I don't know.
Yeah.
My favorite 2 were the first one and the last one. But that Cincinnati game, that was, and to hear the announcers when Dalton threw his first touchdown pass talk about and everybody's criticizing him, and it's like, okay, well then where were you guys after that when he looked like
he looked like Neil O'Donnell after that? When the final whistle went off, unbelievable. You know what? They have so many first-round draft choices on that team, and they have this, they have that. They're supposed to have. I don't think they have a coach, and I don't understand why they keep him there. Of course, I'm happy he's still there because.
Me too. I never want him fired. You know what? They became the first team since Detroit in '92, 3 and 4 to make the playoffs 3 years in a row and lose the first game every time. And the interesting thing is that the coaches are very similar. The Lions were coached by Wayne Fontes, if you remember him.
Yeah, I remember Wayne Fontes.
And he kept coming back too, and nobody could figure out why. And Marvin Lewis, I think, is going to be going into his 12th season coming up next year. Never won a playoff game. I think he's 0-5. But the good news for Wayne Fontes was at least he did win one. He won one in '91. But 3 years in a row, lost the first game, and the league is built around coaches and quarterbacks, and I think they have an issue with both of them. I think they have everything else except for that.
It's 3 and counting. Who knows how many more they might go before they do anything. But, hey, that's their problems. We have our own, right?
They're probably still going to be the favorite going into next year for the division because really, if you look at it, they're going to have the best roster coming back.
Yeah, but hey, we cured everything last week. I mean, everything's straight now. We fired our line coach.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, that just cures everything. I mean, considering, he only had 3,000 injuries on the line, I think he did a pretty good job. But let's fire him. Let's get rid of him.
Well,
let's don't get rid of the guys we should get rid of, but let's get rid of him.
I was surprised too, but the funny part was that when they talked to, I read a couple of things online for guys that talked to players, and they weren't surprised at all. And it's like, okay, well, obviously there was something behind the scenes that we didn't know about.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a lot of things, I think, down there behind the scenes we don't know about.
I've heard that. Believe me,
Yeah.
I've heard that.
It's got to be true with
There's a few
every team.
rumors out there.
Sure.
Hey, Bob, you could tune in anytime you want. Say something, whisper, whistle. I want to know you're still there.
Can you hear me this week?
Did I? Yeah, I heard you.
We hear you great too. Last week it wasn't the case.
He was sleeping last week.
No, he was there. I believe me. I know that. But
Yeah, he gave me the old sleep. I'll put you to sleep sign. I said, okay, time to go.
oh, did
Oh,
you see
that's all right.
It was one of these.
Ditka did fall asleep. Did you see that?
What's that?
Ditka fell asleep last week on television.
Oh yeah, I seen
Keyshawn
that.
Johnson had to give him a
up.
nudge to wake him up.
That's terrific.
He did. He went. He started going forward. He did. He almost face planted right into the desk.
Well, you know what?
Trust me, those lights are warm, and they can make you really toasty.
I can't say nothing about that. I've done it a million times. So.
Oh yeah, exactly. Many places. Me too.
So that does surprise me. And let me see, the Green Bay game. That was a pretty good game.
It was.
Back and forth, and that quarterback just killed Green Bay. He just ran him.
Well, I'll tell you what. They played 3 times.
Well,
and he's done the
how many
same
yards
thing
did he
to him
end up
every
with?
time.
He was close to 100.
Yeah, I think he was 91 or 89. But the 3 times they played, he starts running and they don't have an answer for it.
Tony,
No.
look how close it was with that near interception that the Packers had in the closing 2 minutes. And then Mike mentioned something to me as well, that the field goal,
I was going to say.
there was a lineman that got just a nick of the ball, and he may have helped to angle it.
Yeah, it was maybe just slightly touched, but he put his arms out and the ball went right in between his arms.
Yeah, I know that was the outside rusher. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he came in clean, and I don't know what that guy from San Francisco was out on that on the corner doing.
Yeah,
he didn't see him till it was almost past him. It was too late there, but yeah, if his arms were together, we're playing overtime.
And that's so surprising too, because the condition that the field was in, that I found it hard to believe that you could get any pass rusher on a quarterback with any kind of speed at all.
Yeah.
Just for footing, and then trying to get around the corner to block a field goal like that. I was really shocked when I saw the picture afterwards.
Yeah, you're right, because he's not coming straight in. He has to make that turn.
He's got a loop. And to get around the guy, and how those guys didn't fall down. I'll tell you what, we were talking about it today, that, just step outside for like 2 minutes, and then think of being out there for 4 hours and trying to play a football game at as high of a level as those guys did yesterday. It was unbelievable.
And how about trying to kick that brick?
Oh, yeah. I can imagine you break a foot.
That's what the kicker said, that's like kicking a brick. He said it's, and the punter both were, but they did a good job. I think.
Did.
And we got to talking yesterday at the house, watching the ball game and remembering back, and I can't think of the year that this last happened, that we had about 4, maybe 5 barefoot kickers in the NFL.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to say we had one from Green Bay, but let's say you were a team going to Green Bay, and you're going to kick in that weather? Forget it.
Well, the Eagles had Tony Franklin, and that was pretty cold.
Yeah.
Cold in Philadelphia. I remember him.
Yeah, well, didn't they put a sock on? He just had a sock on one
If it-
time.
yeah,
When it was bad.
yeah. He would wear a sock. If it got really cold, he'd put a sock on. It's like,
Well, hey, that's more than he had before.
Exactly.
That's, anything will help, but hey, it's not me, baby. That's all I care about.
exactly.
And what else do we have to talk about? Guys, have a good New Year, I understand. And what else? Oh, yeah. My sandwich out there at the hot dog guys. I judge my sandwiches how many napkins I use. Right now, I'm up to 4 napkins with the Terminator, which I created out there. They call it now the Terminator, but it's going to 5 to 6 napkins. I didn't know they had coleslaw. I'm adding coleslaw to it.
Oh, yeah.
So next week, as soon as everything defrosts around here, I got a coupon. I'm going out, and I'm having Terminator Plus. I'm calling it.
Well, I have good news. It's supposed to be up into the 40s by the weekend.
I hope so, for God.
We're good. We'll be all right. And it's good. We're going to have a pretty decent stretch of at least above freezing weather, which that's all we ask for here. Just put it in the 30s and we can deal with it, you know.
Yeah, hey, that's right. We can go that up the spring.
Right.
Yeah, one guy, I was out and I had my golf hat on. He says, you golfing today? I said, hell yeah, the greens will hold.
Exactly.
When you hit it, baby, it's going to stay right there.
It's all ice. You get some roll, too, on those drives.
I did a story on my website of a golf course. Gosh, I can't think of where this place is now, but it's obviously in one of the very frigid corners where they have this tournament every year, and you've got to qualify to play. Mm-hmm. They actually go out and they smooth the ice and certain. Now you can wear, obviously the spikes, what have you.
Right.
Right.
But they condition this particular course. The ball is orange. Obviously, they're going to play with the colored ball.
Right.
But they play I forget what the temperatures are, but they are minus, and I do mean minus. And they have a tournament at least once a year. I don't know what the prizes are, but I think people go or try to qualify for the sake of saying, I made the cut.
If you don't die of exposure, you get to wake up tomorrow. That's first prize.
I did see that. I think the Golf Channel had it on a few years ago or something like that. They showed that. I don't know if it was Siberia or Alaska or where it was.
The Vortex Open.
Somewhere something like that.
Yeah.
And, well, you know what the fastest dog in the world is, don't you?
No, what's that?
Siberian Husky.
Siberian. There you go.
Siberian Husky, yeah, because the trees are 1,000 miles apart.
What's your temperature limit, Tony?
What's my what?
What's it have to be for you to play?
Oh, 50.
50. That's mine. Okay. I think that must be the universal rule. Anything under it can be maybe 48 in bright sunshine.
Well, I played when it snowed, but that was 50 years ago.
Right. I'm not doing that anymore.
No. Them days are long gone, baby. No,
I was thinking.
I don't like to bundle up to go to play golf.
No, because you can't. Yeah, you feel like the Mission Man. You look like Jim Harbaugh looked yesterday.
Yeah, right. There you go.
Yeah.
Like
Tony, you want to try to break the bank?
Yes, I'm going to try to break the bank again. I'm going to go for the Grand Salami.
I thought you said last time you won, you were done.
No, I didn't. I said I needed a few more, and then I'm going to be done.
More.
I have 26. I need 4 more, and I'm going to ride off into the sunset.
Oh.
You may never hear from me again. Happy trails. Let's go. Number, what are we going with today? Let's see, 5, 5, 4, 4. I think. Let's try 4.
Number 4. All right, Tony. Here we go. Grand Salami question number 4 is up on the screen.
It doesn't do me any good.
All right.
Then I'll be screaming.
Listen up.
All right, Pilgrim. Go ahead.
What Hall of Fame hurler pitched the most innings in a season without allowing a single home run?
What Hall of Fame hurler pitched a whole season without? That's a good question, Bob.
Darn tootin'. I'm glad you asked for number 4.
I'm sorry I did. A whole season. Man, it could be so many. How about great? I don't know. Steve Carlton?
No.
I didn't think so. It's probably 1821 or something like that.
I don't have it in front of me.
Okay.
Bob has no. Look, I want to take a guess. I want that it would probably be a relief pitcher, and I want to say Dennis Eckersley.
No.
Okay.
A starter.
You said starter. I thought you
Night
did.
train. Or big train.
Oh, Walter Johnson.
Walter Johnson.
Well, I told you 18-something, didn't I?
Oh, 18-something.
Walter Johnson.
Tony,
What year was that, Bob?
Probably like 1904.
No.
Well, what, 1901, 2, 3, 4?
Tony, when you get something wrong, do you try to put me down here?
No, I did not, but I just like to be living when that happened.
You weren't.
I wasn't living. That's all.
No chance.
Well, think about
all right.
it.
That was a good question, Bob.
Now,
Nothing
think about
wrong with it.
Because that's why I tried to reason it out and think it might have been a relief pitcher.
Hey, it was a lot better than I was. Heisman Trophy winner at Notre Dame. That was a lot better, buddy.
That's true.
All right, Tony.
Hey, that was a good question.
Happy
Thank
New
you
Year.
very much.
Happy New Year. Break time. Break time. We are about a third of the way through the program. We're going to come back, and we're going to shoot for somebody in the audience
Yes.
today.
We can do that.
Okay, let's do that. Let's take the break. Mike and I will be right back. Welcome to Buffalo Bill's Roadhouse, the place for big appetites. Their great sandwich selection includes the Geronimo, piled high with generous portions of meat and fixings. Their barbecue ribs are the best in town. Half rack or full rack, they don't come better. Buffalo Bill's wings are everybody's favorite. Uniquely oven-baked, not deep-fried, and yet so crispy. Your choice of 13 flavored seasonings. Grab a bucket for the big game. Eat in or take out. Credit cards accepted. Buffalo Bill's Roadhouse, Freeport Road, New Kensington, across from Faldarelli Square.
For over 38 years and 3 generations, Arnold Furniture has been the area's favorite furniture store.
We have over 4 floors of living rooms, dining rooms, recliners, bedding, carpeting, and so much more. You'll always find friendly personal service from one of the family.
And our prices consistently beat the competition, plus free local delivery and free setup guaranteed. Visit Arnold Furniture online at arnoldfurnitureinc.com or stop in and see us today.
AKLC Studios LLC is the place for your video and multimedia needs. Let AKLC Studios produce a unique television commercial for your business. At your location or in our studios, we're here to meet your needs. Ever want your own television show? Let us show you how. AKLC Studios LLC can even tape your special events and weddings. Whatever your multimedia need, call AKLC Studios LLC in Leechburg today. Professional quality at hometown prices. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Well, our Sportsline mystery profile on the program, whenever somebody wants to take a crack at it, is sponsored by Mattio's Pizza and Subs. And it's been about a year now since they moved up to Broadview Boulevard in Brackenridge Heights. Everything on their menu is made with quality ingredients that are fresh. And their signature Ironman hoagie is still available. Check them out, Mattio's Pizza and Subs at 1000 Broadview Boulevard in Brackenridge Heights, 724-904-7312. Okay, welcome back to the program again, and we're going to go to the studio audience. We have Dan standing by or sitting by.
Sitting by.
Whatever the case may be. Dan, welcome to the program.
Enter and sign in, please.
You know, speaking of the show that Michael just threw a hint about, what was it again?
What's my line?
What's my line? They would reach a certain number and they would flip
over all the cards.
Today it's all electronic, you know?
Love that.
How are you doing?
Good, good.
Okay.
Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Same to you, sir. And, well, since we last talked, I know you're somewhat of a hockey fan, the Penguins. And Mike and I were talking about this tonight. They are so many points ahead of the Philadelphia Flyers in their particular division, and we wanted to be, or you wanted to be,
I was kind of
at a certain point.
I was kind of hoping they could maybe get to be 10 points ahead when it came to the Olympic break. And I looked at the schedule. There's 14 games left. They're 17 points ahead now. They'd have to go into a slump to be 10 points ahead of the Olympic break. So I guess I should be pretty happy with what's going on.
So.
I've been to 2 games this year.
Oh, good for
Which
you.
is a record.
That's good, yeah. Well,
Since they moved into the new arena.
isn't that place beautiful, by the way?
It is.
It's really nice, and it's so accessible and easy to get to. I like the top, that if you have high seats, you actually walk in from the top and get to walk down to your seat instead of walking up to your seat.
That's right.
Oh,
And I mean, that's really nice. I like that aspect of it, and the seats are nice and steep for a short guy like me. I can see over top of the guy in front of me. It's nice. It's very nice. Classy joint.
well, it's just nice to know that we are, as a team, doing very well. We don't know what's going to happen in the playoffs, but Stanley Cup is on the horizon.
Yes, it's over there. It'll be warm by then,
Well, they're going to be playing into June.
Yeah.
just like last year, yeah.
Playing into June again. So,
What else you have, Dan?
Well, I can try a question if you've got it.
all right.
We have many.
You want to take a multiple choice?
Multiple?
Sure.
All
I
right.
like multiple choice. That's the only way I got through college was multiple choice.
Where'd you go to school, Dan?
That's the best.
IUP.
Okay, you're Indians. Not the Indians any longer. They're the Red Hawks now?
Crimson.
Crimson Crushers, no. The Crimson Hawks.
Crimson Hawks.
That's what it is. We're just up there the week before Christmas to do a high school game, and town was dead. Everybody was home on break, and you drove down Philadelphia Street. There was nobody out. It was really strange that it was so that you could walk right into any pizza joint there and get, and there'd be one waiting for you. There was nobody there.
I know the operator of Bob's Subs in Indiana.
How about that?
Same guy that's running them down
I'll tell you
here.
what, there's one in Clarion too. That place has done. The grandson working there, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought the last time I talked to him. He told me that. So that's good.
Dan, you have question number 4, Michael.
Here we go. This is a football question. I think I like this one. Who held the Pittsburgh Steelers single-game rushing record before Willie Parker set a new one in 2006? The previous mark was held single game, one game. Parker did it, I believe that was like on a Thursday night against the Browns on a really cold night. Barry Foster, Franco Harris, Frenchie Fuqua, or John Henry Johnson? Who had the Steelers' single-game rushing record before Willie Parker broke it?
I think it was Barry Foster.
It is not Barry Foster. It was Frenchie Fuqua, and that thing lasted forever. That's
30.
71, 72.
So you're looking at 35
70
years.
maybe, yeah. That thing lasted for a long time, and they played the Browns on a Thursday, and it was really, really cold, and snow was flying, and Parker had a big night that night, and I believe he even got hurt later on in the game, or he even had an outside shot at the league record, which I think Adrian Peterson has now. 296. I still don't think anyone's ever gone over 300 in the NFL, which is kind of hard to believe, but that's it.
Dan, good try.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Appreciate you stopping by and coming over to say hello in this horrible cold weather.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we said they were throwing some salt out front. I said, now we're going to test the little thing that it says on the bag that is good up to what temperature. This is good to how many ever below. Well, then let's see, because we're going to test that out tonight. I did learn something today, though.
Yeah.
And that was that the number that has on the antifreeze for your car, that windshield is not affected by the windshield. Don't believe that. It's only the actual air temperature, because all they're trying to do is make you buy a more expensive, higher-end brand of antifreeze to go into your car. It's good to minus 30. No, that's minus 30 real temperature, not windshield.
Okay.
And I'm going to trust Dennis Bowman on that.
Okay, Dan, thanks again.
Thanks, Dan.
All right, let's jump to the phones. And Chris, who has not been a part of the program for several weeks now, is up next. Chris, good to hear from you, buddy. How you doing?
Hi, Bob. How you doing? Hi, Mike.
Hey, Chris.
I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with the Penguins here.
Yeah, really. They've been on a roll.
I mean, we got to do something here. We got to be proud of the Penguins because the Steelers are letting us down. The Pirates didn't do quite well. I think it's just our turn for the Penguins again. Something's got to give.
Well, when you take a look at the Steelers, we missed it by that much.
How about 2012? We didn't have a team with a losing record in town.
That's right, 8-8.
The Steelers went 8-8. The Pirates obviously had a winning record and made a playoffs. The Penguins had a winning record in both the end of the previous season and the beginning of this season. The Penguins had a winning record. Pitt football ended up 7-6.
Yeah.
Pitt basketball obviously had a winning record. If you even want to go to Penn State football had a winning record. West Virginia didn't. But if you take all the Pittsburgh teams, I would say Duquesne probably didn't. Duquesne's basketball team, Robert Morris did certainly. Yeah. But especially the major sports and professional.
I'm more interested in hockey than I am basketball right now, to tell you the truth.
Well, a lot of people are. Some people, as well as Pitt and Duquesne do at times,
right?
Just stick with the pro sports for whatever reason. I don't know. But anyway, it's just good to know that the Penguins are, in a serious run here, and we're so far ahead, is what I enjoy.
Right, and the only thing I worry about is when the Olympics come up, which will be, I believe they play their last game on February the 7th. When the Olympics come up, what will happen then? What will happen to the momentum that they gained? Marc-Andre Fleury's played so well this year, and you'd like him to keep it going, but he's going to have to sit around for 3 weeks because he's not going to make the Canadian team this year. And and you worry about guys getting hurt over there too. You don't want that app, and then and the Russian players are going. That's that's very important to those guys, Malkin and guys like that. So we'll see what happens with the Olympics. It's going to be a very interesting tournament. I know that.
I guess I'm ready for trivia. Oh, by the way, Bob, I bought a 2-door version of what you have for a vehicle. I took one in on trade.
There you go.
24,000 miles on it.
See,
I got the same thing you have.
Uh-huh. Oh, good
Same
for
color
you.
and everything. Yeah, it's a 2-door. I took it in on trade and I drafted it.
Oh, good.
I didn't want to run my Sonic all winter long, so I got this.
All right.
Yeah,
Chris,
that's one trivia, if you will.
okay, you ready for multiple choice? Mike, is it yours or mine?
It's you.
Okay. All right, multiple choice. You have question number 5, and that would be, who holds the NFL record of throwing 25 touchdown passes in a season for the most consecutive years? And your options are Brett Favre, Dan Marino, Roger Staubach, or Peyton Manning.
I'm going to go with Peyton Manning.
And you're right, Chris.
All right,
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much, Bob.
Okay.
Take care, Mike.
Thanks, Chris.
Give our
Way to
best to
go.
everybody. So we have a winner right there. Now, who do we have up next? All right, Paul, welcome to the program. Good evening.
Oh, how are you today?
Okay,
Good, Paul.
not too bad.
Oh, not too bad. So, speaking about Indiana, there's a spaghetti house. I think Spaghetti Benders up in Indiana has good food. So, if anyone's ever up in Indiana, they have good spaghetti outfit out there with. They give you a lot of spaghetti and the river sauce.
I'll tell you what, Paul. You cannot starve up there.
No.
There are plenty of places to eat up there.
There are a couple of dairy places that are fantastic.
I always
too.
like going up there.
And they have a good sports bar up there. I don't know if it's still up there. HB Culpeppers.
Oh, okay.
What's
Yeah.
the one real fancy restaurant up there that I think the word chandelier is in it or something? The golden or silver chandelier?
Crystal chandelier?
Crystal chandelier?
I don't know. I've never been to that one. Too high class for me.
Yeah. So, who do you like tonight, the Seminoles or the Tigers, or do we even care about it?
Under. I like the under. I bet this is the last year I get to do it because I always like the under in this game because neither team's played for a month.
Right.
You get the rust factor, and you have the nerves factor of that even though they play in big games, and Auburn's played in a bunch of them, and the last 2 Auburn games have been, enormous, and Florida State's played in some big games. Everybody's watching this game. It's the last game, and I always think the first quarter has a chance to be kind of sloppy. Now that's going to stop.
Right.
Because we'll have semifinals starting next year, and these teams, the championship game won't come off a month layoff. So I don't know that the under is going to be in play anymore. But I'm going to go my one last year of the under. It's 68. That's I have that, and I'm through underestimating Auburn. I've underestimated Auburn for about the last month of the season, and every time I underestimate Auburn, it comes back to bite me. Even so much that I got up and left the television set before they ran the field goal back.
Yeah, I heard Bo Jackson's going to play tonight, but anyway.
He oughta. Yeah.
And,
he should.
I still think the way the parity in NFL, I think we're going to see one more game at Candlestick when the Saints visit San Francisco because
I said that yesterday,
kind
of half joking, but you know what? Don't be too surprised.
Right.
Don't be too surprised because now that San Francisco got past that first game, I just like the way they look. I don't know. They may actually be the favorite in all this. They're actually a favorite in Carolina.
Right. And now the NFL is turning into another 16-game exhibition.
It is, Paul. and I used to say in the 90s that
Right.
the reason I like the NFL so much was because the best team always won. That if you win 14-2, chances are you get to the Super Bowl and chances are you win it. It just doesn't happen anymore. Every playoff in every major sport now has become a crapshoot, and it's who's playing the best when they got into the playoffs and who's the most healthy.
And you know what I wanted to bring up? Listening to the Frisco game, watching the Frisco game, the announcers were saying they're getting away, they're letting them play. When was the last time that happened?
Playoffs all the time. And they won't. Well, first of all, I think Ed Hockley, we finally found the temperature that was too cold for Ed Hockley to talk. And that was yesterday. But you really have to search. And I think maybe, and I watched all 4 games all the way through, maybe 2 holding calls in the 4 games total.
Wow.
They just don't. And believe me, there was plenty of holding going on. They just don't throw the flags like they do in the regular season.
Yeah, part of the game.
Yeah.
With the cold temperatures, like it's going to be 0, as Lloyd Lindsey Young says, it's not that bad. It's nothing, So
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, I wonder what the weather will be in Denver on Sunday.
Yeah, that's a good question. I can maybe take a chance and look ahead here and kind of take a peek and see what it's going to be. I know this. It's supposed to be in the high 40s or 50s here on Saturday and Sunday. So I would imagine that Carolina is going to be pretty nice. Right. Denver is going to be questionable. New England will probably be cold, and Seattle it'll probably rain. That's my guess. I'll check them out.
Paul, let me give you my sentimental favorites.
Okay.
San Diego in the American Conference, Seattle in the other. I don't know if they're going to meet in the Super Bowl, but
well, there goes last week when I said Cincinnati and Seattle. So anyone can be beaten.
All right.
Yes, definitely. I think all the games are up in the air. I think they can all be. Any of them can be upset right now, and I'd keep a close eye on Denver just for Peyton Manning's history.
Right. I didn't realize Kansas City was down by 28. I didn't see
4 touchdowns.
Yeah, most of the game when they said they were down by 28. It's like, oh, I couldn't believe that.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So, you ready for some trivia, Paul?
Yeah, I'm ineligible. I won last week.
Oh, you won last week?
Yes.
Aha.
Well, you're a very honest individual.
Right. Thanks, Paul.
Had we caught it later, you would have been flown to Siberia for a week.
For the Olympics.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah, stay warm, everyone.
All right.
Thanks, Paul.
All right, have a good night.
Appreciate your call. Happy New Year. Break time here in the program. We come back. We have a caller? Okay. We have a caller. So we'll come back, chat with you more here on Sportsline Trivia for this particular week. And we'll return in a flash.
And I'm going to check the weather on all the playoff games for you.
This is where you get the absolute freshest deli meats and cheeses. Fazio's Italian Deli in Arnold. At Fazio's, you're getting only the best and freshest selection. Fazio's has its own bakery and offers you fresh baked bread, rolls, pastries, and more. Pick up individual salads to go, Italian sausages, hoagies, custom-made sandwiches, even party trays for your next get-together. Freshness and quality every time at Fazio's Italian Deli, Leishman and Dre in Arnold.
There once was a hungry road that wouldn't let drivers get very far. It wore out their tires, forcing them to buy new ones. Then along came the Michelin Man who proved the right tire changes everything. With long-lasting tires in place, those drivers were back on the road to saving money. Drive longer with the Michelin Defender tire, backed by a 90,000-mile limited warranty. Michelin, a better way forward.
Available at Highland Tire under the bridge in Tarentum and Freeport Road, Natrona Heights. Westmoreland Insurance Services isn't like your ordinary insurance agency. Not only can you get a variety of quotes from leading insurance companies, but you can purchase that protection through Westmoreland Insurance. Westmoreland provides a full range of coverage for all of your automobile needs. Westmoreland Insurance Services, putting your family's safety in their family's hands for almost 40 years. Give them a call, 724-337-3557. If you are in the market for a pre-owned automobile, stop by Tower Auto Sales and inspect their 3 indoor showrooms. Tower Auto is a full-service facility with an experienced staff. They feature Lexus products, and of course there are more that they offer. Just buy it at Tower Auto Sales. Call Mike Fanto at 412-828-6202. 828-6202. Okay, Rich is on the line from Cheswick. Rich, is everything hunky-dory where you are?
It's a little cold. Hey, Kansas City got punished by the terrible towel.
They did?
For not beating San Diego.
Yeah, you know what? You might be right about that. Well, believe me, I really enjoyed it, the way they lost especially. Just because of what happened the week before. and rest all your guys. A,
Yeah,
B, missed the field goal. C, missed calls. Everything that went into it, and yeah, maybe a little bit of karma was coming back their way.
But see, Rich, let me go back to my comment that I made with our studio guest here tonight, and that is about officials letting them play in the playoffs. But in the regular season, they call a lot more holding. What do you think?
Well, that could be holding call on every play if they wanted to.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know why they. I guess it's because it's for the big marbles, and Super Bowl. They want to see a good game, I guess. But yet, some of the coaches get upset if they make a bad call.
Just a thought. How many times have we? By the way, I had a high school basketball game mid-December, and in fact, I think Bill was with me that night. It was a Borough game. I think it was a girls' game. They had gone the first quarter without one personal foul.
Wow.
They went to the second quarter, and finally, with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left, so that meant they played another 5:20. 13 minutes and 20 seconds without one personal foul.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Refs had somewhere to be, didn't they?
You know what? But the girls played, I think it was a girls' game, if I'm not mistaken. They played clean. But how many times you get out there, and I don't know if Rich is a high school basketball fan, as soon as there's jumping around for a rebound or whatever, it's almost automatic that there's a whistle. And they let them play. You're going to bump into somebody anyway. It's not malicious.
Some guys are just more whistle happy than others too when they're calling a game, and you'll get that. But I mean, sometimes you'll have it that way, and I think you get for a cleaner, better game as long as there's no rough stuff going on. Let them go.
Rich, I didn't mean to digress, but anyway.
That's all right. And it's Green Bay's field. Do they have heaters? I heard some
under the field.
Yeah, there's coils. They have heating coils underneath. Yeah, and they said instead of the field being frozen, it's more it gets muddy.
Because of that.
Right. Yeah. It kind of gets,
As my wife said, what is that surface out there?
Oh, I know. It was the most ugly looking thing you've ever seen in your life.
It looked like pancake batter.
It did.
That's how the Steelers looked a couple times.
Yeah, exactly.
In the late games. But they consider that the third coldest game ever.
Third coldest?
I think it was in the ballpark. They said that the ice ball at Green Bay was number one.
Was it minus 16?
Something along the 16, 18.
They said in that game, if I can interrupt for a sec, when you went to the concession stand to get a cup of coffee, by the time you get back to your seat, it was ice.
It was already ice.
It was ice.
And then the championship game between Cincinnati and San Diego at Cincinnati in 1980, well, it would have been January of '82, was also right up there. I think the championship game at Green Bay just a few years ago with the Giants, when the Giants won their first Super Bowl, the two that they won with Eli Manning, I'm pretty sure it was that the temperature at kickoff was below zero for that game too.
I think that was the last game Cincinnati won too, right? They played San Diego that year.
Yeah, it may
may have been. Huh?
The last playoff game they won it wasn't that year. It was the other year they went to the Super Bowl. Their AFC Championship game win, I think they might have played the Bills, but I'm not 100% sure on that. It might have been Houston, actually. I think it was against Houston. And that was the last playoff game the Bengals won, and that would have been in, 89 maybe.
Yeah, they said, the last 23 years or something.
Yeah, but
they hadn't won a playoff game.
Yeah, they're on a rough streak, that's for sure.
There was a, I believe, maybe it was a pro game, but I thought there was a college game that was victim of, this icy weather. And they said that the band, some of the band members could not get their lips off of things like the trumpet, the trombone.
I think you're talking about full.
And it had to be a pro game. Don Meredith was one of the announcers.
Okay.
No, he played. I'm sorry. He had frostbite. When he got back...
It might have been the Ice Bowl.
To Dallas. Maybe it was.
Because that was against Dallas for sure.
When he got back to Dallas, he had to go into the hospital for treatment of
Frostbite.
Frostbite.
Overexposure.
So anyway, and the officials' whistles wouldn't work.
That was happening at the hockey game on New Year's. The Pierre McGuire said that during commercial breaks that the linesman brought the whistle to him and had him warm it up, go like this between his hands because the pee was frozen in the whistle. That happened there too.
Yeah.
Hey, are the Panthers playing tonight?
They are. They're playing Maryland. I don't think the game was postponed. I hadn't heard anything about it. They play. If you remember, Rich, they played when we had the blizzard a couple of years ago, the big snow that went from the Friday night into the Saturday. And they had a game scheduled against Seton Hall on Saturday night. And they even went as far as to cancel the television of that game because the TV trucks couldn't get up the hill to get to the arena. But they still played the game. So as long as Maryland got into Pittsburgh okay, I think they were going to play the game.
I think they're on ESPNU tonight.
ESPNU, 7 o'clock, right.
They scared me on Saturday. They were down by, 15 points early in the game?
17-2.
Wow.
I've never seen it start that bad and then turn into a dominating performance as they had the other way. And they missed out. I looked at the coaches poll tonight. They missed out by 1 point of being 25th. They're 1 point behind UCLA for 25th in the poll, so they're almost there.
Well, they're 10-point favorites tonight.
Maryland's not very good, and neither is NC State really. But Maryland especially, this is their last year in the ACC. They're headed off to the Big Ten, and we'll see what happens to them when they get there.
You know what? I didn't see Johnson playing that much on Saturday. Was he in a doghouse?
I don't know. When it gets to now, and you know how this is with coaches, they cut the rotation down. And I noticed him a couple of times. They put him in, and here's when you know your playing time's been cut. They put him in. There was like 3 seconds to go till the half, and he pulled out somebody who didn't want to get fouls, and he put him in. It's okay if you foul, but I don't want my point guard getting fouls. Or I think he pulled Patterson and sat him down, make sure he didn't get any more. I noticed him then, but. No, he committed a foul. I noticed that, and he put right back on the bench. He doesn't give you much other than his shooting, and he won a game for him last year against Villanova. Really, he can go crazy and start making some threes, and he can be a weapon for you. But he doesn't give you a whole lot on the defensive end and rebounding. And I think that game was kind of too fast for him.
Yeah, they showed him on a screen there, and he didn't look too happy.
No, he didn't. But you know what? Now play better, then maybe he'll play more.
Okay, gentlemen, I think I'm ready for trivia.
What would you like to try? You want to get adventurous?
What's that?
You want to get adventurous?
Yeah.
You want to go for the mystery profile?
All right.
See? You talked him into it.
Okay. Can I do this?
Go ahead.
I don't know if it's my turn or not.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right, Rich, it is sponsored, of course, by the good folks at Mattio's Pizza and Subs. Okay, here we go. Your first clue, if you get it here, is worth $100 in coupons and prizes. I was the first major leaguer to hit a World Series home run at the original Yankee Stadium.
Oh, boy. Was it Lou Gehrig?
Lou Gehrig?
Yeah.
No. We'll continue. The one occupation that he sought early in life was to be a dentist, but the problem was he was a left-hander, and all the dental instruments in his era were made for right-handed dentists.
I want to be a dentist.
That wasn't Doc Medich, was it?
No.
Good try, though.
Yeah, good thought. Okay, now you're down to $50, which is still good. He is the only man to have worn all 4 of New York's major league team uniforms.
He won all 4.
He wore all 4.
Oh, he wore.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, I don't know that at all. Wouldn't be Casey Stengel.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it would be Casey Stengel.
And you know what, Rich? I'm surprised only because that was on my website, and I thought maybe you would have gotten it from that. But we have $50 in prizes coming out to you. How's that sound?
Sounds great. I got your other ones.
Okay, now give me a couple of weeks to put all this stuff together, okay?
Yeah, we gotta get the mailman to actually get through the weather to get to your house too. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I went Friday, I think it was, after the hot dog guys, and they were closed. They had some kind of a heater problem.
Oh,
I'll be darned. Didn't realize
So
that.
I wonder if they opened up. by now. I don't know.
To be honest with you,
I haven't talked to them.
Yeah, I'd have to give them a call and see what's happening there. Rich, thank you for your call.
All right, thank you guys.
Happy New Year.
I have. We have to take our break now, or are we? We'll do that when we come back. If we don't have any callers, by the way, 724-236-0430. We have some time to get you in. I have the weather for the 4 playoff games this weekend, and it's interesting. It'll be a little bit different than it was this week.
Okay, back in a flash. Since 1914, the local area has relied on the Resevich family of funeral homes in deepest times of need. The Resevich family is the oldest established name in the funeral profession in the AK Valley, now 100 years strong and still doing things right. Its reputation and unquestionable service now continues with a 4th generation. The Resevich family of funeral homes, 5th Avenue Arnold, and Leechburg Road in Lower Borough.
AKLC Studios LLC is the place for your video and multimedia needs. Let AKLC Studios produce a unique television commercial for your business. At your location or in our studios, we're here to meet your needs. Ever want your own television show? Let us show you how. AKLC Studios LLC can even tape your special events and weddings. Whatever your multimedia need, call AKLC Studios LLC in Leechburg today. Professional quality at hometown prices. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
380 Auction and Discount Warehouse, Route 380, Murraysville.
Automotive supplies, groceries, housewares, pet supplies.
All at discount prices.
Sofas, dining tables, recliners, dressers and desks, lamps and end tables.
All at discount prices.
Yard and landscaping supplies, special catalog orders, mattresses with full warranties.
All at discount prices.
School supplies, tools, paint, toiletries, model cars, toys.
All at discount prices. Get to 380 Auction and Discount Warehouse today, Route 380, Murraysville.
And get a quick plug in for my book, Bob Tattern's Sports Minutes. It's been on the market now for at least 2 years, and you have an opportunity to catch up on some short sports stories. There are over 300 one-minute sports stories in here that are funny and fascinating, as the publisher says. Anyway, I'm going to endorse my own book on my own show. Check it out. It's available at Myrna's Brewery in New Kensington, in Tarentum at both Costello Printing, and also at Blackburn's on Corbett Street, and in Lower Borough. The Hot Dog Guys have it, and they're at Stewart Plaza in Lower Borough. Okay, Mike.
Weather report for the NFL playoff games. First game, Saturday, New Orleans at Seattle. Seattle's an 8-point favorite. Chance of rain, 48 degrees.
Small chance of rain?
As the day goes on, it doesn't give a percent. I'm going with AccuWeather here.
Okay, 48 degrees.
48 with a chance of rain. Now, later that night, we will have Indianapolis at New England. That's in Foxborough. Patriots a 7-point favorite over the Colts. Mostly cloudy, 47 in Boston. Not bad for January.
For that time of the year.
And for evening, that's the high temperature. It'll be falling as the day goes on. So let's move now to Sunday, where Carolina will be hosting San Francisco. The 49ers are a 2-point favorite on the road. Cloudy, slight chance of a shower, 61 in Charlotte.
My gosh.
How about that? 61 in Charlotte. Then we move on to the one we were all concerned about, because Peyton Manning, as much as he doesn't want to hear it about the cold weather, doesn't do as well in the cold weather as you know. And the other thing is, and this happened to Brett Favre. Brett Favre was a really good cold weather player until he started to get a little bit older. And as we all know, as each year goes by, you really got less use for this. All right. So San Diego at Denver. Denver a 9.5-point favorite, even though just a few weeks ago San Diego won in Denver. Sunny, 48 in Denver.
Well, that's
so the weather looks like it's all good. And I'll tell you, the two teams, San Francisco getting a 61-degree day in Carolina after what they just had to go through. And the other one is the Saints. This is really starting to look like the Saints might be on, something's happening with the Saints here. That they got a relatively decent night in Philly, no precipitation, not a whole lot of wind. It was cold, it was about 30, but they were able to get by. And now they're going to go up to Seattle. They're smarting because Seattle really put a hurting on them the last time they were up there. and all their problems with outdoor games, and they're going to get close to 50 degrees for that game.
All right.
So, I
All right,
wonder
let me-
about that. I like Paul's idea of having the 5 and the 6 win. And here's another stat now. This is really good. The last 8 times that a 6 seed has played a 1, which if they win their first game,
The
they
last
ought-
8 times.
The last 8 times. A 6 seed has played the 1, and you automatically, if the 6 wins their first game, beating the 3, then they automatically play the 1 the next week. Okay? The last 6 times this has happened, the 6 seed, the last 8 times this has happened, the 6 seed is 6-2.
Ooh.
So, and the last 3 years, the winner of the Super Bowl has come out of wild card weekend. So it's completely changing. It used to be that you needed to bye, and you needed to have home field advantage, and you needed to only play 2 games. But it is changing now, and it's different.
Okay, let me give you my winners. I'm going to star them.
Go.
And I know I'm going to, because I have a sentimental winner in here.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
We
I'm
all
gonna-
do that, don't we?
And I did this before you gave me the odds.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to pick Seattle. They are favored.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pick Indianapolis. They are the underdog.
Okay.
I'm going to pick Carolina, even though they are also a 2-point underdog.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go with the favorites, Denver at home with San Diego. So those are
All right.
those are mine.
Let me do this.
Okay.
I am going to take New Orleans plus the 8.
Okay. So
Okay,
Mike.
I'm doing that. I think I'm going to take New England and give the touchdown. Bubble opposite so far. Oh, this will be fun. I'm definitely taking Carolina minus the 2. I think they're going to win. I think they win outright. And wow, I'm going with Denver too.
Okay. Well,
I'm going to go with.
So we
Denver.
differ on the first 2 games.
Right. And
No-
and tonight I like under 68.
Okay.
Here's it. Now, you ready for this?
Yes, sir.
I saw this today. In Vegas, you got to remember Auburn was like 3-9 or 2-10 last year. In Vegas, Auburn opened up at 500-1 to win the national championship. I saw the picture of the ticket online today.
Uh-huh.
A guy on the 23rd of January, 2013, bet $100 on Auburn to win the national championship.
What's it worth?
He's
$5 million?
$50,100. 500 to
okay,
1.
then I'm a little bit up.
$100. $50,100. Exactly.
All right, folks, I hope you learned something tonight.
We're a little gambler's corner here. We don't get to do this very often.
Glad you...
like Pip used to say, watch,
but don't
bet.
Glad you chose the opportunity to visit with us tonight here on Comcast Cable.
Yeah, we don't know, and we'd plug basketball, but I don't know what's going to happen this week. There's
I
no
know.
school Tuesday, and just about everything's going to be wiped out. So we'll have Highlands against Mars coming up next on Friday night. You'll get to see that one next week. Here's what you can do. If you're watching us stream on a Monday, 6:30 Tuesday night, knock at Highlands Girls. 6:30 Wednesday night, knock at Highlands Boys. Knock boys team is outstanding. Ron McNabb's got it going there as the great defensive coach. Number 1 defensive team in the WPIAL, all classifications.
And McNabb will be coming into the AK Valley Sports Hall of Fame
Yeah.
in May. So anyway.
And great news for him is that a nephew plays at Valley. It's a whole family thing.
It's amazing. Yeah, Mike. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right, folks, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next week at this same time. God willing, and the creeks don't rise.
Thanks.
I'm Bob Tatter.
I'm Mike Pavlik.
Good night. Thank you for watching Sportsline, brought to you by Ace Hardware, New Kensington, AKLC Studios in Leechburg, Arnold Furniture, 5th Avenue, Buffalo Bills, New Kensington, Fazio's Deli and Meats in Arnold, Highland Tire, Torrento and Natrona Heights, Mattio's Pizza and Subs, Brackenridge Heights, Resevich Family Funeral Homes, Lower Burl in Arnold, 380 Discount Warehouse, Murraysville, Tower Auto in Blawnox, and Westmoreland Insurance Services of New Kensington.